Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're here for the second game of the day for the ESL India Premiership. It's Season 1, Starter Cup number 4. It's 7-11 taking on Orange Ninja in a best-of-1 matchup. I'm your host for this evening, CloudX, and in case you missed it, this is the ESL India Premiership, organized by Nordwind Gaming and sponsored by HyperX and ROG. Starter Cup number 4, the fourth of 6 editions of the online qualifiers of this 7 or 8 month long tournament. We've got one Challenger Cup, aka the first LAN phase of this tournament, already completed, and 4 teams have secured their slots at the Masters, aka the grand finale, to be held at the end of this year in December. Starter Cup number 4 will determine 2 more teams that will make it through to Challenger Cup number 2. And from the Challenger Cup number 2, where 8 participants will gather to battle it out on LAN, we'll have another 4 progressing to the grand finale. Lots of online Dota 2 action, lots of LAN Dota 2 action, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we get to see some international teams attending as well. For this particular matchup though, 7-11 and Orange Ninja fighting for survival in the brackets. You've got Shadow Demon as the first pick coming out from 7-11. They've opted to ban out the Invoker and the Elder Titan. Neither side has dipped into their reserve time just yet. Plenty of time here to think things through and make the right decisions. You've got a Void and a Sand King getting banned out by Orange Ninja. 2 picks on the board for them though. Let's see what they go for. 7-11 going for the Shadow Demon, despite the fact that Shadow Demon received a minor nerf in the latest patch. I believe that hit last night while most of us were asleep. In fact, since we've got some time here during the draft, let me see if I can open up the patch notes. Maybe we can have a little more insight thrown into this game. Bear with me for a moment, folks, as I quickly alt-tab and get some details.
10 seconds remaining.
Alright, August 19th, it's 6.88C, so Shadow Demon got a nerf, his Disruption Illusion damage. Well, the damage taken has now been increased from 150% to 200%, so the Shadow Demon Illusion Siege strategy is a little less effective now. But no real changes to the Witch Doctor. He's going to be picked up as the first pick for Orange Ninja. I like this. I feel like the Witch Doctor is a fairly decent way to deal with the Shadow Demon and his Illusion army. The casks, of course, bouncing around those units in close proximity to each other. Let's see what Orange Ninja goes for as their second pick though. Because with that Shadow Demon pickup, 7-11 has now opened up a world of possibilities in terms of both supports as well as cores. As far as supports go, the Kunkka is something that we could definitely see coming out from them, especially now that the Timbersaw has been picked up by Orange Ninja. It's a great way to deal with the Timbersaw and his Timber Chain. Just X-mark him, root him to a spot, send him up into the air with the Torrent, and you've almost confirmed yourself a kill. But here we go. Insta-pick on the Drow Ranger there from 7-11. Still choosing not to dip into the reserve clock. And honestly, I can't blame them for it. I feel like the Drow Ranger and the Shadow Demon is a very potent duo. One that has tons of synergy with each other. Precision Aura, of course, benefiting the Shadow Demon's base attack damage, allowing him to dish out a little more damage as a support while harassing off the offlaner. And of course, you've also got the Disruption Illusions that get augmented by the Aura as well. And those are really useful tools when you're trying to siege towers and high ground especially.
5 seconds remaining.
A minute and 30 seconds on the clock. You've got a Morphling ban coming out from Orange Ninja. I guess they're worried about 7-11 getting another ranged core in their ranks. One that's fairly tanky, and one that's really great when there's no silences on the side of Orange Ninja.
Dire team
Medusa will be banned out as well, so no more cores that can benefit from that Precision Aura. That said though, 7-11 could still go for something unconventional like the Gyrocopter, and that would work out for them.
10 seconds remaining.
They've still got the opportunity to pick up the Mirana as a possible middle laner here. But if that's the case, 7-11, if 7-11 does pick up the Mirana as their mid, it's fairly straightforward for Orange Ninja in the sense that all they've got to do is send the Timbersaw mid, and he's really not going to be too bothered by that Mirana at all. The auto attack damage on the Mirana is pretty abysmal when stacked up against the reactive armor on the Timber. And you've got a 4th ban on the board here. 7-11's chosen to ban out the Tinker. Let's see what they're going to remove next from the pool. Might consider taking out heroes that can close the gap between the Drow Ranger and, well, themselves. In that department, I feel like the Spectre is an ideal pickup. We've seen teams like Roar eSports running the Spectre every time there's a Drow Ranger up against them.
Radiant team
The haunt into the reality to get right next to her without any time loss is one of the best ways to disable that marksmanship bonus damage, and if Orange Ninja is on the same wavelength here, they might consider snagging it up. But we will see a Beastmaster ban coming out from 7-Eleven. Worried about Orange Ninja getting that off-lane Beastmaster and, well, possibly even a straight-up jungle Beastmaster, who really does provide an absurd amount of vision and advantage in team fights. Now I'm curious to see if 7-Eleven goes full cheese mode here and picks up a Timbersaw counter in the form of the Ezreal, aka the Keeper of the Light, the Mana Leak. Arguably the Timbersaw's worst enemy. I mean, you Mana Leak him, root him to the spot, pound away with the Drow Ranger and the Shadow Demon, and if he dares to Timber Chain away, he's going to lose most of his mana and possibly even get himself stunned. But I like this from Orange Ninja. They'll get themselves a Slok. Another hero that's really good at sneaking up on the Drow Ranger, but it's still a hero that does suffer in the face of a Shadow Demon. The way the Slok dishes out damage is, once he breaks his invisibility, you want to have a little bit of leeway to pound away on your opponents and get the burst damage from that Dark Pact in the early game. Slok's a hero that excels at long drawn out team fights, where you can rack up agility, kite in and out of battle, regen up and come back in for multiple rounds. But with the Shadow Demon on the side of 7-Eleven, the defensive disruption could really throw a wrench into the Slok's plans. We'll have to wait and see if Orange Ninja has a response for this, in the form of a silence or, well, another stun as they pick up the Earthshaker. Lineups are looking fairly balanced right now, because 7-Eleven's got themselves the Slaughter. Any form of AoE stun is absolutely great versus the Slok, I'm going to say. Also, the armor reduction from the amp damage has synergy with the physical DPS from the Drow Ranger. But this is going to be an off-lane Slaughter up against a lane with 2 stuns and 1 lockdown in the form of the Pounce. This is not going to be a fun lane if it's going to be a solo Slaughter, but as I say that, 7-Eleven gets themselves an Undying, and we could well be seeing dual lanes coming out here with the Slaughter and the Undying moving towards the bottom side of the map. And that could really throw a wrench back into Orange Ninja's plans yet again, because it's hard enough to kill the Slaughter, but killing him with an Undying in the vicinity almost certainly means that you're going to end up trading kill for kill, especially once he drops down the Tombstone and stacks up those decays. 49 seconds on the clock. Orange Ninja with the 5th ban on the board here. And he should be looking to take out a middle lane hero from 7-Eleven. As I pointed out earlier, the Mirana is an option. Alternatively, if they really want something to shut down that Timbersaw, okay, they'll go ahead and ban out the Storm Spirit.
Dire team back.
Worried about the initiation potential that a Storm could bring to the table. Well, Zeus gets banned out by Orange Ninja. I wonder if this is leading up to something. A Zeus ban usually means you want to pick up a fairly greedy mid-core. With the Storm Spirit gone as well, they could definitely go for something like the Dragon Knight here. That would augment their push, give them a little more tankiness to work with, and another candidate for the Shadow Demon Illusions once he's popped the Elder Dragon form.
Reserve time.
Well, Timbersaw did get a bit of a nerf as well in the latest patch. His reactive armor duration has now been reduced at early levels, which means that it's a tad bit easier to harass him in the laning phase. But it's only a very slight nerf. I don't think Ice Frog has really changed any dynamics in a big way here, except for the fact that Mirana got a pretty big nerf. The Starstorm Aghanim upgrade no longer releases a second meteor, which means that the magic damage output is a little less this time around when you go for the Axe build. But they'll go with the Queen of Pain as their final pickup. And I mean, if Queen of Pain wasn't enough of a terror at the middle lane, now she's got the aura to work with as well. Orange Ninja are gonna have to rely on their other lanes winning pretty darn hard here, because I'm fairly certain that there's no one that can stand up against the Queen of Pain with the aura at this point, unless they're gonna go full cheese and pick up like an OD or something. They have 30 seconds to decide what they want here. And it does seem like they're lacking initiation tools at the moment. You don't want to send your Slok into every single battle, because once they start putting sentries down and carry a gem on the side of 7-Eleven, it's going to get harder and harder for Orange Ninja to take fights. But we do have a Bristleback last pick coming out. This, I can't say I agree with this completely. Primarily because all that they need to do on the side of 7-11 now to destroy that bristleback is build a silver edge on the drow. And Shadowblade, it really isn't an item that the drow doesn't always build. It's something that we have seen certain drow rangers picking up, and now that the situation calls for it, it does seem like a good idea. And to top it off, they've even got the Shadow Demon with the Soul Catcher, which pretty much negates the bristleback passive anyway. If they can connect it, that is. There's also armor reduction from the Slaughter, so I don't think the Bristle's going to be that much of a threat this game for 7-11.
5 seconds remaining.
Alright folks, as we load into the game, we've got an instant disconnection from the Slaughter on the side of 7-11. Just your everyday Indian Dota 2 folks. We're almost guaranteed to see a disconnection every now and then. But hey, for those of you just tuning in, it's a pleasure casting this matchup for you. It's ON on the Radiant side going up against 7-11 on the Dire. And let's quickly take a look at who's playing what. As you've got Overcome handling the Timbersaw. Zom will be playing the Bristleback, the Nine-Tailed Fox on the Slok. Aditya for the win on the Witch Doctor, leaving Sawmill on the Earthshaker. I hope I don't call him a male by mistake every now and then in these fights. Anyway, on the other side, you've got QQ on the Queen of Pain. Zekuda? Ezeku? I think it's Zekuda. I don't know. I'm probably butchered his name right now. He's going to be playing the Draw Ranger. You've got... Is that... No, it's Zekuda. Sorry. Destiny going to be handling the Slaughter. You've got... Athanatos. I don't know. On the Undying, and Piggy going to be handling the Shadow Demon. Once he reconnects, that is. So the Draw Ranger got a bit of a nerf. A Gust cooldown has been increased, but I believe there was a bug where the Valve devs didn't actually what do you call it? They didn't actually integrate it into the game just yet. So Draw's Gust has really not been nerfed just yet. But anyway, we'll find out soon enough. We've got Slaughter and the rest of 7-11 now moving towards the bottom lane, so it's unconventional that the Dire side contests the bottom rune, but when they do head towards that direction, it usually means they want to fight, and they're probably going to be looking for first blood as well. And you've got the Courier coming out now with a smoke, so we're going to see a late smoke deployed here by 7-11 as they'll move as a 5-man unit into the enemy jungle. But already Nine-Tailed Fox is in position to break this smoke and get away scot-free. He's going to break the smoke, spots them out, and he could even skill up the pounce and get away from this. That was a failed attempt from 7-11, a little too slow on that movement, and this means that the Nine-Tailed Fox will end up securing the top rune for this Timbersaw. It looks like we might just be seeing an offensive tri-lane here coming out from Orange Ninjas. I mean, we are looking at the Earthshaker poised, heading towards top lane. All the Witch Doctor has already dropped down 2 wards, an Observer ward here and 1 Sentry ward to block out this camp. It's going to be a fairly standard start. Both middle laners going to pick up 1 bounty rune apiece. And it should be the salve coming out for either side. QQ not going to pick up the salve for himself. He knows that he can kite around this Timbersaw quite efficiently. Timber's definitely going to need help in this lane. One of the best ways to deal with the Timbersaw is to have some damage over time, some magic damage over time, which really pretty much ignores the armor stack up from the reactive armor. QQ is going to have the opportunity to destroy the Timbersaw in this early game phase. He needs to get these Shadow Strikes off and dish out as much damage as he can right now, forcing Timbersaw to burn through his consumables. Meanwhile, Zom, he started off with a magic stick on his bristleback, expecting the Undying to be up against him. But for now, it's just the Draw Ranger and the Shadow Demon. In fact, Shadow Demon's looping in from behind, looking to punch in a few auto attacks as well. But with this creep doing his own thing now, they're going to disrupt the creep equilibrium, allowing Zom to get a little bit of free EXP towards his lane. With these double range creeps, ideally, you'd have this creep wave pushing into this tower, and then the tower ends up sending the creep equilibrium right back, closer towards the Radiant Tier 1 tower. That is assuming that the Shadow Demon cannot pull through this camp on the side. Well, at bottom lane, we're looking at a possible gank here, or a possible move being made here by Aditya and Somil. Destiny and the Undying just waiting, hoping that they jump upon them hastily, because that's when the Undying and Slaughter duo can really turn things around. And they can't be the ones getting aggressive in the first place. They have to wait till the Radiant Heroes make a move on them before they can turn it around on their heads with the Tombstone. Top lane, here we go though. Zom's about to lose his life. They do have the slow from the Frost Arrows, and that'll be your first blood claimed by the Drow Ranger. With the Shadow Demon making a worthy rotation. That early magic stick really not helping the Bristleback's case at all. After a good start, 7-11 will take the lead here. A very marginal one, but it's 1,000 net worth tilting in their favor. They're farming more efficiently as well, because the mid lane is being shut down pretty darn hard by this Queen of Pain. She's got 15 CS, and already we've seen Overcome chew through 3 tangos and a salve. Well, in the jungle, you've got an Undying now duking it out with the Earthshaker. He did manage to bag the Illusion Rune. On that mid, QQ now he's just overstepping his boundaries. He should be able to get the top rune, however. Kind of surprised that Timbersaw chose to go for 1-1-1. I would have expected another point in the reactive armor for the extra bit of regen, considering he doesn't have an opportunity to call out tangos anymore. The courier is heading towards the bottom lane at the moment. But this is what we were talking about. The creep equilibrium now tilted back towards the tier 1 tower at top lane, allowing Zom to claim a little extra CS and EXP under the safety of his tower. We're seeing some cautionary pings coming out at bottom. 7-11, are they thinking of making a play here? Sawmill. He's pump faking the Fisher. He does want to make a play soon, but it doesn't look like they're going to find the opportunity anytime soon. Especially with the Tombstone online here for the Undying. That would be a grave mistake for them to make. They messed up the pull as well. I think they just ended up single pulling here, which is now going to send the creep wave right back towards the dire side of the map. But this is looking really good for 7-11. They're winning all 3 lanes at the moment. They've got a kill on the top side. They've got the CS advantage on this Slaughter with 16 up against the 13 on the Slock. And mid, needless to say, the Queen of Pain is dominating the Timbersaw. Give me a moment, guys. Some idiots honking on the road. Yep, back just in the nick of time to watch another kill, as we will see Undying getting the kill on the Witch Doctor. Pretty standard stuff. What happened there? They dropped the Tombstone. Good crush though from Destiny. Should secure the kill, as the Queen of Pain's rotation is not in vain. Oh, is she gonna get the next one as well? Looks like she won't. Double damage with the Precision Aura. Not nearly enough to bring down the Earthshaker in just one hit, but it's 3-0 in favor of the dire side. 7-11 taking the lead. The Orange Ninjas though, hoping to fire back here. Piggy, he's been tagged with the Malediction. Is he gonna go down to this? One more Quill Spray ought to do the trick. Now Drow Ranger, she's recognized that Aditya has overstepped his boundaries, and it looks like they're gonna get this kill on the Witch Doctor in exchange. He's got 2 stacks of poison on him. He's trying to juke through the trees. Zakuda, he's not able to find the line on him just yet. The jukes are real. Aditya, he's turned left, he's turned right, and now he's gonna end up dying. Maybe not. He gets the stun. He's still juking like a boss, but Zom's out of mana, and Aditya, he's gonna salve his way on out of there. Now he's gonna get tagged. In fact, the Shadow Demon even respawned and came right back in to join the fight, getting the kill on the Witch Doctor after all. And now they're even gonna chase through onto Zom. He's got 3 stacks of poison. It's gonna be 4, and that'll be the death of this Bristleback. There's nothing you can do in the face of this. That's a level 2 Shadow Poison, and at the end of it all, in a long drawn out engagement, 7-11 comes out ahead, getting 2 kills in the top lane for the price of 1. We're 5-1 in favor of the Dire. 7-11 looking pretty darn strong right now. They're taking a pretty significant lead. 3,000 net worth going their way, with about 2,000 EXP as well tilted in their favor. Ninetail Fox not really getting too much CS in this bottom lane. He's at 18 up against the 21 on the Slaughter, who's even got 2 assists. If this continues, Destiny's gonna get an awfully quick blink tag of this game. In fact, he's about to hit level 6 at the 6-minute mark, which is standard timing for your solo mid heroes to land on certain occasions. But right now, this mid lane as well very much skewed in favor of the co-op. She's at level 7, while Timbersaw is yet to breach level 6. But he's done the right thing. He's chosen to pick up the infused raindrops, and that'll prevent him from being a solo kill at the hands of this Queen of Pain. Zom gonna get spotted out again. They do have the soul catcher. Well, no, they don't. They just got the shadow poison available, but Piggy, he's now gonna get run down here. He's gonna use the disruption onto the bristleback. Draw Ranger's getting into the fray as well, and again with the frost arrows, will they get this kill? Witch Doctor coming in for the cast. That's 4 stacks of the sticky shadow poison. Corpse come in, screams in his face, gets the kill, and Aditya will be going down next. He dies to the hands of the neutral, but it's a death nonetheless. 7-11. Now raising the bar, making it 6-1 in their favor. And Orange Ninjas just can't find anything on any map, but they're gonna try bottom lane now. Here we go. We've seen this movie before. Destiny being kept alive a little longer, but it's not long enough. They're fighting with the tombstone in their face. This is a bad idea. Undying is just happily gonna run down this Slock. He'll get the decay and he'll get the kill. The tombstone has finally dropped though, and this could be the death of the Undying. Overcome is out of mana, and his rotation, while he did get 1 kill on the Slaughter, it ends up coming at the cost of his 1 position Slog. And again, 7-11 will be happy with that trade. In fact, they're about to get more. We're seeing the Slaughter TPing back in here. But is he gonna chase down this Earthshaker? Nope, looks like the Earthshaker's gonna be just fine on the back lines. With the Slog now coming back into the fray. Overcome still sticking around here. Fisher to start things off. Now this is not looking good for Destiny at all. They don't have the tombstone anymore. Destiny, he's trying to run for it. He does what he can on this Timbersaw. He does get the Whirling Death and Timber Chain off, but Destiny will survive, and the Slog will not be able to run him down. More lag coming out, unfortunately. Orange Ninjas having trouble. Looks like Slog's the one that's lagging this time around. On top lane now, we're gonna see a fight breaking out, because Piggy's coming through. He's been spotted out though. He's coming in a very precarious situation. The casks, the Melodic. This should be a dead disruptor. He did drop down the observer, but that's being scouted out by a sentry. Yeah, that'll be the death of him. Bristleback will finally get himself a kill in this game, and they'll even find the D-ward for Aditya to get another 100 gold. In fact, this is looking like a full-fledged recovery here from Zom. If he can claim the money from this stack, this is definitely going to be a net worth swing going back in his favor. And for now, he's got to be careful, because Executor, he's crossed that level 6 mark, and he's even got the maxed out precision aura. His damage is nothing to be scoffed at. No, the casks, they are bouncing around though. He doesn't have the malediction available. Until Fox building towards the Ring of Aquila, but it's a very slow and steady build up for this man. He's still to cross level 6, which means he can't regenerate inside the Fog of War just yet. Overcome gonna find himself the regen rune, the much needed regen rune, as he was completely out of mana there. On top, another fight's broken out. They've ended up scoring a kill on the Witch Doctor, while the Bristleback, the Hadoukens are flying left, right and center. And Shadow Demon does manage to claim at least one of those neutrals, but it is still a lot of money going towards the Bristleback. Timbersaw's come to the fray as well. He wants to connect with the Chakram, gonna cut through the trees. We'll get a little damage done on Piggy, but that's all it's gonna be. A little bit of harassment from this Timber. But Zom's managed to find a decent amount of money here, and he's managed to pad his net worth a little bit. 8-3, 9 minutes in. We're still looking at 7-11 taking quite the lead here, as Queen of Pain continues to power down this tier 1 at mid, with the Timbersaw coming in to prevent it from going down. While at bottom, Aditya is going to lose his life. Another tombstone will result in yet another kill. The Slaughter will claim the money for that, and he won't even take down to the malediction. 9 minutes in, you've got a blink dagger on this dude. He's got level 7 online, and at top as well. They'll get the kill on the Bristleback yet again. This is turning into quite the slaughter fest, courtesy 7-11. Disruption illusions gonna be created to start pressuring this tier 1 tower. Look at the damage on that thing. That tier 1 is just melting at the hands of the Drow and her illusions. QQ is opting to go for the Orchid as his first item. He's opted to pick up the Quarterstaff and the Sage's Mask. It's not going to be a very quick Orchid. He is on top of the net worth charts, but he spent a lot of his time ganking and finding momentum for his teammates rather than sitting down and farming for himself, which honestly does seem like the right way to play this game. I feel like the later this game goes, the stronger Orange Ninjas are going to get, which is why 7-Eleven has to completely crush this early game and take some early towers within the first 15 minutes. And as of now, Orange Ninjas have done well to hold on to their tier 1s, including that low HP one at the middle lane. No power treads on the nine-tailed fox, which means that he can't toggle his treads to get that extra burst of mana to pop those frequent dark pacts. Lots of wards being placed down to give this Slock some security while he farms under his tower. They've even got Aditya hanging in the wings, looking to make a play in case they jump him. But I'm actually surprised that Destiny's not going for a kill with that Blink Dagger picked up. This would be a good time to leave the Undyne to get some solo EXP here and move top. But speaking of top, got a Fisher coming out. Piggy doesn't have another disruption available. Here comes Overcome. He's going to get a good Chakram up, but the silence is there. Zekura's gone in deep. He's got the kill on the Earthshaker, but now it might come at the cost of his own life. The Chakram is there. The Timber Chain as well as the Whirling Death with the Chakram coming right back. But the Queen of Pain comes and unloads the Sonic Wave. She'll get the kill on the Bristleback. Now Zekura still dodging the Chakrams left, right and center, turns around with a gust, slows down Overcome while making a retreat. All 5 heroes from 7-Eleven have actually made their way top, and it's going to be a worthy rotation as they'll get the kill on the Timber as well. Now Nine-Tailed Fox, he doesn't have the Shadow Dance available. He needs to make a run for it and out of here, but he's going to get body blocked by this Quap. Is he? There's the gust again, silencing up Nine-Tailed Fox, but Zekura comes in and gets the kill with an auto attack, putting the Slock into his grave. 7-Eleven with yet another recovery. It's a 4-for-1 trade. A 4-for-2 trade, sorry. As the Slaughter ended up going down once. Although, I think he respawned over the course of that fight and came right back in. It was a pretty big blow coming out from 7-Eleven. They're going to be very happy with the way that went. They even got a tower after a successful team fight, and they kept their Draw Ranger alive through all of it, which means that she now has a Dragon Lance along with a Morbid Mask picked up, so the helm is not too far off for her. All eyes from 7-Eleven should be on this bottom tier 1 tower. The big question is, do the Orange Ninjas contest this, or are they keen to just give it up and try and push another lane in exchange? It does seem like 7-Eleven has a lot more firepower at this point with the maxed out Tombstone and an almost complete mech on the Undying. It's almost impossible for ON to fight this Aditya. He has a TP, but oh, he's gonna get spotted now. He's not getting out of this. He'll drop down the cask and he tries to fight his way through this. He does get a decent amount of damage dished out onto QQ, but he's got the stick charges and the bottle which will allow him to survive. And with that, they're gonna get this tier 1 tower at bottom as well. Draw Ranger claiming a little more money for herself, while the middle tier 1 is now being pressured by Orange Ninjas. So they did choose to just give up that tier 1 and look to find a trade, but the trades are not gonna be very fruitful either. But the Draw Ranger teeping back in. Quap has no HP to work with and will be forced to make a way back to the base, but either way, their presence has been felt and the tower will not go down here. 7-Eleven give up nothing.
Dire's top tower.
This is when it gets tricky for 7-Eleven though. There's no more tier 1s to be taken. They have to go deeper and look to breach tier 2s or claim Roshan for themselves. Oh, and they're starting to water around the jungle. They're gonna spot out this Shadow Demon. They'll drop the paralyzing cast. They'll even get the Fisher along with the Maledict off on Piggy. But Piggy, is he gonna die here? It's a level 3 Maledict, so perhaps he will indeed die here. But Piggy's looking to get a return kill of his own. He's not gonna get it. Looks like he will end up going down, but from behind the Drow comes in and secures the double kill. The backstab is real. The Drow is wicked sick. And it ends up being yet another 2-for-1 trade in favor of 7-Eleven. With the amp damage and the absurd amount of physical damage on this Drow, they're gonna claim Roshan for themselves. However, it looks like Owen wants to contest this. They are gonna be scouted out by this Tombstone. And great, they won't even get the money for that. It times out in their faces. That is some awful luck coming out for them. Destiny We know he wants to jump in here and try and start the fight on their terms. They don't have a ward upon the cliff. It has been dewarded by this dire sentry. It's an Aegis picked up now for the Draw Ranger, as they'll be looking to take down the tier 2 at the bottom lane. Slark, he's gonna find easy pickings on Piggy. I'm not even sure why 7-Eleven had their Shadow Demon walking in so deep. I mean, he already got the wall planted down here. It doesn't make sense for him to walk any further in while his teammates were nowhere in the vicinity. They gave up a freebie there, and ON will be pleased to take it. Aditya waiting in the wings here. If he gets caught out, this is going to be disastrous, because this is prime location for a tombstone to be dropped. Top lane Zom choosing not to come to the fight just yet. He went back and picked up his Vanguard, knowing that without the Shadow Demon the push would have been hard, but that's just a level 7 Shadow Demon. He's respawned and joined his teammates already. And with this Aegis on the draw, they could start spamming out those disruption illusions and pummel down the tier 2 tower. Well, we've got lags on the Queen of Pain this time around. It gives me a couple of quick seconds to grab a drink of water. Give me a minute, folks. I'm going to be right back. Okay, no time for water. Looks like the game is already back underway. 16 minutes in. This is turning into quite the slaughter fest here. 7E, aka 7-Eleven, has themselves 17 kills, while we've got just 7 on the side of ON. Here we go. They're going to try and mount a defense here. ON putting all 5 heroes at the front lines, trying to get down this Draw Ranger as she pounds away from the back lines with that Dragon Lance extra range. This is cheesy as it gets, really. Zom, he's got to be careful. He's taken quite a bit of damage here. Another missed Chakram coming out from the Timbersaw. He will chop down a few more trees here, preventing Zikuda from using that Fog of War. And this tower is almost certainly going to drop here, and there's nothing that ON can do about this. They're not even going to be able to get the deny off. QQ blinking in there fairly aggressively. They've got one slow off on the Earthshaker, but Zom's gonna get crushed, and Demonic Purge, that's his death right there secured. Deep dive in from Timbersaw. He could be in no man's land with the amp damage upon him. He's gonna be brought down. It's a double kill for the Quap, who brought down the Witch Doctor and the Bristleback, while Shadow Demon finished up on the Timbersaw. That's 3 down on the side of Orange Ninjas, and 7-Eleven are looking to breach high ground. Just 18 minutes in. They've still got that Aegis to work with. Piggy's still got the point in the disruption, and he could start making draw illusions already. And we will see the Slaughter jumping right in. The Fisher is blocked out his teammates, but the bashes are there, and Sawmill can't unload the Echo Slam just yet. He'll get it off, but it doesn't matter. He's dead to rights as Aditya's coming in. He'll drop down the Death Ward. It's not focusing the right target, and he'll be brought down as well. 18 minutes in. The first lane of barracks look like they're about to be claimed here by 7-Eleven, as the Gust will catch out onto 2. Ninetail Fox, he did have the the Shadow Dance along with the Dark Pact available, as Zom's now being slow. The Orchid, the Crush, the Amp damage and his death are all but secured. The Timber Chain through. Overcome trying to man-fight his way through, but Zekuda just stands his ground and pounds away with the Frosty Arrows, as Overcome will indeed be overcome. The tier 3 is gonna drop. You've got a buyback from the Timber. Sawmill drops down the Fisher. He's looking for the kill on Zekuda, but he's still got the Aegis, and it's not even gonna be taken away yet. He's fighting his way through like the real man that he is. Ninetail Fox is gonna drop. He doesn't have a Shadow Dance this time, and he will indeed be losing his life. Are you kidding me? This Draw Ranger refuses to die, and will bring down 3 more. It's a triple kill. Ninetail Fox, this could be a dieback on him as well. No Shadow Dance. He's been silenced up twice and will be brought down, giving QQ his own godlike. What a complete bloodbath here in the bottom lane. And it's not over. Maybe it is. The GG gets called. Sawmill and the Ninetail Fox, their morale has just been destroyed here, as they can't even bring down the Aegis on the Draw Ranger. Man, that is how you arm twist your opponents into submission. 7-11, proving that they are worthy contenders here in the ESL India Premiership Starter Cup number 4. Alright folks, if you've enjoyed this broadcast, you know what to do. Hit the follow button on twitch.tv/ESL India Premiership. And of course, you've been watching the ESL India Premiership, organized by Nordwind Gaming, sponsored by HyperX and ROG. I'm CloudX, and if you've enjoyed my casting, do hit the follow button on my social media links as well. That's Facebook and Twitter at TheRealCloudX. It's been a pleasure casting for you folks. I'll see you guys back again tomorrow at 8 p.m. IST on this very channel. For now, this is CloudX signing out. Have a great night.